Welcome to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. I'm Scott Jordan, and this is Arena Championship Series East from Capital One Bank Arena in Washington, D.C. Here is the driver lineup. Gravedigger's Kristen Anderson leads the series by 3 over Armando Castro and 13 over Cody Soier. Zack Garner back in his 5th season, wild side, and an exciting rookie to watch, Angelina Knock in Megalodon. A lot of great drivers here, all vying for the overall event championship. First in time racing, Rammunition's Kramer going to show everybody how it's done. Against smaller arenas, sometimes you have to do time racing. No head-to-head here. The fastest to the finish line wins the first 8 points of the night. And Kramer now off in Rammunition, has to gingerly make his way around the turning pod. Gets a great corner here, has to center up the truck. And up over the finish line goes Rammunition. That's a time of 10.750. Next up is Hall Brothers Racing teammate Mark Hall in Raminator. Great start off the line, goes wide across the turning pod. That gives him a great angle, keeps the throttle rhythm going. And now hits the brakes, gets the truck around, whips that back into Raminator around across the finish line. 10.583 from Mark Hall. Here is the series points leader, Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Former series champion in Monster Jam, now getting this truck all the way around, makes it across with that turning pod staying right where it needs to be. And now Gravedigger, nice race lane across the ramp, off to the right side, 9.875. Kristen Anderson has a new time to beat in JCB Racing. Here comes the 2023 Arena Racer of the Year, Cody Soier in Dragon. Great jump off the chalk line. Perfect corner there for Cody Soier out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Goes tight on the turn, gets it up over across, right on the straight part of that ramp. 8.917. Cody Soier Dragon, your new JCB Racing leader. Here is Chad Tingler, his first season behind the wheel of Overboard. And Overboard now off the starting line, goes wide across the turn. That's one way to do it. Dirt Rooster here at DC. Great straightaway there for Chad Tingler. Wide again, this time backing it up through the red race lane. Overboard across the line, 11.167. Our first look at Angelina Knock, the rookie driver out of Sarasota, Florida, as she pilots Megalodon. That dirt just roosting up, ruts forming on the track already. Megalodon, nice corner there to the start of her race time. Goes wide, whips the truck around, big time air across the line. 11.083. Cody Soier stays the leader. Next up, Zack Garner out of Fortville, Indiana in Wildside. Perfect execution there on that corner. Wildside checks it up a little bit, gets over the race ramp. Nice lane again for Zack Garner into a nose wheelie combo, 9.917. And our final competitor out of Whittier, California, it's Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Trying to unseat Dragon as the racing time leader. Armando with a strong push here to the finish line. Will he get it? 9.625. And that means Cody Soier gets it done. Dragon is your JCB Racing winner. Let's take a look at our first BKT overall point standings here in DC. That win comes with 8 points for Cody Soier. Armando Castro in second, Kristen Anderson in third, and Zack Garner and Mark Hall round out the current top 5. 3 more competitions remain. We are just getting started at Capital One Arena. We'll be right back with more Arena Championship Series East next on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Welcome back to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master from Washington, D.C. And next up here at Capital One Arena is the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Each driver has the opportunity to wow the crowd with a maneuver using only 2 wheels. They have 2 attempts to do so. They're judged by fans in attendance on creativity and execution. And let's take a look back at our top competitors. Angelina Knock in Megalodon goes for a sky wheelie, straight up vertical base of the truck. Gets the back 2 wheels down, lands it on all 4 BKTs. And Angelina Knock with a great score, 8.031 for Megalodon. It's Mark Hall and Raminator going for a reverse popper. He gets it right back there on the wheelie bar, balances for a second, back down on a nose wheelie, and then up with the log stack, some big air sky wheelie for Raminator. And that's going to put Mark Hall's score in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge at 7.755. Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, one of the best in the sport at this competition, comes all the way across that race ramp, goes down over the pod into a nose wheelie, smoke coming out of the nose of the Crazy Bull, and now Armando Castro going to work with the rear steer, going to back this thing up into a moonwalk, trying to get it all the way across the pod, gets it down into that dip section, and then back down on the other side of that ramp. Attempt number 2 here for El Toro Loco. We're going to go for a popper up onto the pod into a nose wheelie. He's got it. Nicely done here by Armando Castro. Now he's got to balance the truck back and forth. A nose wheelie, moonwalk combo. Edging it out. He's got a lot of space to work with on the front end of that popper. And he's got a good one going here. 20 seconds is the amount of time he's got to keep the truck up on 2 wheels. He's taking full advantage of it. More smoke coming out of the nose, and Armando Castro finally lands it back on all 4 BKTs. 9.752 for El Toro Loco. Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger going for a reverse popper. She gets it. This could be a tombstone. Right back on the wheelie bar. Tombstone wheelie for Gravedigger. Turn and the wheels showing off for the fans here in Washington. And now Kristen Anderson just going to leave the black and green wrecking machine sitting on top of that pod on the back 2 wheels. Finally gets it back down. Some exclamation marks there to end that run. And now she has attempt number 2. Gets it back again, this time off onto that pod. Right into that wheelie bar formation. Tried for a tombstone. Doesn't get all the way back. Gets the wheelie combo up onto the pod. 8.802 for Kristen Anderson. Zack Garner up next in wild side, representing Team Overboard. Slowly making his way over to the lip of that pod, trying to get something going here to take the lead away from Armando Castro. There's a big popper into a nose wheelie. Stoppy, but does not get the back 2 wheels far enough into a vertical base, and he's got to put it down now. Attempt number 2 here for wild side. Comes off the race ramp right into that nose wheelie. And now edging it out. You see a great look there at those trucks dragging El Toro Loco, watching and waiting as Zack Garner tries to take the lead here in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Going to try to moonwalk it back up over the pod, and he just touches it back down on the edge. So Zack Garner, 2 successful attempts, gets him a 7.919. That means Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, going to get the win. The Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. That's his first win in Washington. As we take a look now at the BKT overall point standings after 2. Armando Castro up top with 15. Gravedigger now 13. Wildside 10. Dragonwood 9. Then Megalodon and Raminator each with 8 points. 2 competitions remain. That means we're halfway through in DC. Armando Castro has the lead, but will El Toro Loco win it all? Find out when we come back next. You're watching Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. This is Arena Championship Series East at Capital One Bank Arena in Washington, D.C. Next up, it's the donut competition. Fans in attendance once again scoring based on momentum and execution. And let's take a look back at our top drivers. Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, goes from one end of the track to the other. Now gets it going. You want to find that smooth surface, that lane in that dirt, make a nice circle. And she's got it going here, just pounding on the horsepower. 1,500 horsepower in Gravedigger, gets her a 9.002. Mark Hall in Raminator. He's going to take second place here, slow rolling it there for that Dodge Raminator. And now Mark Hall finding his groove. That front wheel up in the air. Love seeing that. He's got a low center of gravity on the back. Round and round goes Raminator. 9.122. Great score from Mark Hall. And finally, Armando Castro getting it done again. Started a little slow here, chopping away at the dirt in D.C. Finally finds his groove, and El Toro Loco goes around again, and goes around some more. Armando Castro gets it done, 9.184. And that means El Toro Loco with the second win. Armando Castro taking the donut competition. That's going to be back-to-back competition wins for Armando here at the Capital One Bank Arena as we check in now with our BKT overall point standings after 3. Armando with 23 at the top. Kristen Anderson with 19. Mark Hall slides into third with 15. Zack Garner with 14. And Cody Soier with 12 points in that 5th spot. We've reached the final competition of the night. It is freestyle. To get a score, drivers must complete the first 15 seconds of their run. Fans want to see them use every obstacle on this 6-sided pod. They want to see creativity, technical moves, combinations, and of course that all-important wow moment or 2. And a gentleman who's had a lot of wow moments in his long-time Monster Jam career out of Champaign, Illinois. This is Mark Hall in Raminator. This truck debuted in Monster Jam all the way back in 2002, so Mark Hall's been at this for a very long time. He and his brother Tim founded Hall Brothers Racing, and Mark, when he's not driving, fabricates and welds over there at their facility in Champaign, Illinois. Got a great run going here as he comes up over the ramp and gets across, nearly clearing the pod. Finished 7th on Arena Championship Series West in 2023. You go back over his resume, he's won a lot of championships on the independent circuit at a national level. Won World Finals appearance back in 1999 in a truck called Executioner from Mark Hall, right up over the single log stack Sky Wheelie in Raminator. And that's going to do it for our first freestyle run of the night. Take a look at the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay. Sky Wheelie gets a pogo bounce on the back, 2 wheels right on the lip, down over that 8-pack. 6.551 for Raminator. Our next competitor out of Sarasota, Florida, nerveless Angelina Knock. In her rookie season in Monster Jam, she debuted back in October of last year in San Juan, Puerto Rico. A lot of hype surrounding her. She is a daredevil, a lifelong daredevil. Her family came over to America, her grandparents in the Ringling Brothers Circus. And now Angelina has done it all in that form. She's a professional water skier. She's been on America's Got Talent, now trying to make a name for herself in Monster Jam. Megalodon, nice jump, little cross-threading, lands a little sideways, down the single log stack, back again, over the log stack. Huge Sky Wheelie for Megalodon. She turns the wheel, and looks like she's got some breakage in the back, gonna end up on the roof. Take a look at the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay right here. That axle just goes bye-bye. 8.751 for Angelina Knock. Megalodon has the freestyle lead. Our next competitor out of Stewart's Draft, Virginia, this is Chad Tingler driving overboard. He starts with a brake check Sky Wheelie, comes back on a wheelie combo all the way across the pod. Chad in his 22nd season driving for Monster Jam, 8 World Finals appearances. Was a part of Zombie Nation a year ago, 5th on Arena Championship Series East. Now riding for the team out of Fortville, Indiana. Team Overboard, run by Jamie Garner. Overboard, another Sky Wheelie. He is hitting these ramps hot. And Chad Tingler now getting some big air on every single jump. The front clip of that truck hanging out by a thread. Sideways over the log stack, now trying to climb up. The track here in Washington has a lot of moisture underneath of it, so you see it's almost a muddy surface on that pod. Not a lot of traction on the BKT tires, but Chad's just powering through it right now. Right up over the race ramp, across the pod again, overboard, all over this track, each side of that pod using it. And again, it's just one high jump after another. Chad Tingler, big-time awareness in these arena shows. 6.987 for Chad as we take a look at the replay of that Sky Wheelie. Coming up, freestyle continues. Can Armando Castro hang on and win the overall event championship? Find out next when Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master, returns. Welcome back to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master from our nation's capital, as we continue on with the freestyle competition. And our next competitor is the current overall event leader, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. Second event here in Washington, Armando was shut out of the win column the first event, as that event championship went to Kristen Anderson. Now Armando cleaning up. He's won everything except for racing and trying to add another freestyle win to his already stellar resume in the early part of the 2024 Monster Jam season. In his 8th season riding El Toro Loco, a couple World Finals appearances thrown in there, competed in the main field for the first time last year. 2019 World Finals Speedster Racing champion. Still looking for the first series title of his career as El Toro Loco comes off, just lands a little awkward on the sway bar. El Toro Loco now coming in hot for a backflip. First one of the night, and Armando Castro lands it into a moonwalk. You get a backflip moonwalk combo from Armando. That's gotta take the lead. And he's still got a little time on the clock, comes right up over the race ramp all the way across the pod and trying to find some more time, giving Megalodon a little bump there, and that'll do it. Take a look at the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay. Wonderful execution, 9.655 off the backflip, and Armando Castro takes the lead. Our next competitor out of Fortville, Indiana, representing Team Overboard, Zack Garner in Wildside. The 2021 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year finished third on Arena Championship Series Central a year ago. Rising star in the sport. Filled in for his dad, Jamie, driving overboard in some stadium events when he first stormed onto the Monster Jam scene. Took a freestyle win as well. A great look at the back clip of that wild side truck hanging off. You can see everything going in there, the transmission, the motor, all of it just hanging out for the fans. Great look at a Monster Jam truck, the ins and outs of wild side. Zack Garner got to beat a score from Armando Castro, who hit the first backflip of the night. So you got to think Wildside might want to try a backflip here as well. But it looks like he is locked up, so he's going to have to hit reverse here and try to shake this truck undone. Rear steer not working right now for Wildside, so that is going to do it for his run. Let's take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. Up over the log stack, Zack Garner in Wildside, 5.819. Armando Castro remains the leader. Next up out of Lafayette, Louisiana, Cody Soier in Dragon. Cody started the night with a racing win. He's been quiet since. We'll love to bookend that win with a freestyle win here as well. Cody Soier, another driver, been around for a long time. He can get it done on stadium events. He can get it done on arena events. His 11th season as a Monster Jam driver. Started his career out as a technician. Was named the 2012 Technician of the Year. Then started driving in 2014. Was the Monster Jam Rookie of the Year. And there's that score to beat, 9.655. Very daunting, is held by Armando Castro. Back in 2015, Cody Soier won the Double Down Showdown in Las Vegas, the Rising Star Award. He's won a racing title at the All-Star Challenge, and as I mentioned earlier, was named the 2023 Arena Racer of the Year. So absolutely nothing Cody Soier cannot do in this Dragon truck, and that is going to do it. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. Dragon comes up over that sky wheelie onto the pod, just not his night in Washington. 6.475 for Coty. Here comes Kramer in Rammunition out of Hoopston, Illinois. Some of you Monster Jam fans have seen the truck Hot Seat. That's also driven by Kurt under the Hall Brothers Racing umbrella. He goes back and forth throughout the year, but Rammunition right now with a brand new blue body, looking pristine out there on this track. Kurt's in his 7th season, competed a year ago on Arena Championship Series West, finishing 8th. And now Rammunition chipping away over that pod, now over that 8-pack. Got to slow down a little bit, gain his bearings, comes off to the left of the race ramp. Want to see a downshift here, pick up some speed, and get back. Rammunition now picking it up. There's a nice air off the inside of that pod. It's been all El Toro Loco tonight with the exception of a racing win. It's been absolutely perfect for Armando Castro. Question is, can he hang on to win the event championship? And now Rammunition going to go into donut mode. Time running out. Try to throw something spectacular in. Gets a nice donut. And now back up over the race ramp on the near side. Gets a wheelie combo on the backside. Krysten, the back two BKT tires. And that will do it for Kramer in Rammunition. Take a look at the replay. 5.785 is the score. Sky wheelie combo there for Kramer, and that leads us to Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. One event in DC, as I mentioned earlier, Krysten won nearly everything. She took the racing win, the donut win, the freestyle win on her way to the overall event championship as she is clinging to a series points lead over Armando Castro. As we await the results of freestyle, that may change here tonight. Krysten in her 8th season was the first female driver to win a series championship 2 years ago. She followed that up last year with a 3rd place finish on Arena Championship Series West. She captained Team Neon at the Superstar Challenge to a dominant victory. And she also has a Guinness World Record to her resume. So Kristen Anderson, one of the bright young stars in Monster Jam, already been to World Finals, already been to the top of that mountain, trying to get a win here today. Another win in DC would cement her place as the series points leader. Gravedigger swings back around. Nice air right onto the center pod. Beautiful execution there on the landing, keeping that momentum. And that is going to do it for Gravedigger. Take a look at the original super glue. Glued to the action replay. Huge air, pops the back two wheels up and over and bounces it down into a wheelie. And then 8.777 is the score. Not enough for the win. El Toro Loco gets the freestyle win. He wins 3 competitions. He'll finish with 31. Armando Castro gets the overall event championship. Kristen Anderson finishes in second. Let's go down to the track to hear from our overall event champion, El Toro Loco's Armando Castro.
Washington, D.C. Man, I've been doing this the last 8 years, man, and I'll tell you right now, this is the loudest arena I've ever performed at. So thank you, Washington, D.C. Honestly, I felt all the love and support from each and every one of you guys. Look, I came from no motorsports background. I was just a super fan wishing one day that I can pilot one of these monster machines. I didn't grow up in the sport. I had no family. I had no friends in this. And look, I made it. Look what's in my hand right here. To each and every Monster fans, go out there, man. Take no for an answer. Let that fuel your fire. It don't matter where you come from, what color, what race. If you got a dream, give it 110% each and every time you wake out of bed. I can't thank you guys enough. And of course, to my beautiful girlfriend sitting out there, thank you for always supporting me. I couldn't do it without you. And my guy right here, Elliot. These guys don't get enough credit for what they do behind the scenes. These guys are the real superstars behind the scenes that make this all possible. So let's give a big round of applause to my right-hand man, and the guy that deserved this trophy right here, Elliot. Thank you, Washington, D.C. We got one more event tomorrow. Come on out and have a good time with us. We love you, baby. Arriba los latinos. Si se puede, ya tú sabes. Con todo corazón. Los quiero mucho. Viva la raza. Arriba los latinos. Thank you, Washington, D.C. This is Monster Jam!
A big day for Armando Castro and Elliot and the entire El Toro Loco team. He wins 3 out of 4 competitions in the overall event championship. This win now puts him on top of the series point standings by just 2 over Gravedigger's Kristen Anderson. But with a lot of season left, this one is going to be an exciting one to watch. And we'll have all the coverage for you right here on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Find, follow, and like us on social media. And for tickets, go to monsterjam.com. That's it from the Capital One Arena in D.C. I'm Scott Jordan, and I will see you right here next time on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master.